All right, Clockwork Pineapple winning a match. We had 3 predictions on a winner, and they pulled out victorious.
Absolutely. I feel that Racer Alliance really choked in that match.
It seems as though your prediction, Razor, with that sort of performance, they might not as well have even have shown up.
Choke point. There's a lot
Razor.
Choke point Razor Alliance.
Okay.
So they there's a bit of talk about their logistics pilot.
So there were actually several. So the logistics pilot had quite a few piloting errors, and I'd be interested to see what was happening there. But like the opening error was the very first Slipner that got shot. As he was just sort of barely fighting at the beginning of taking armor damage, he just stopped and sat at 0. I don't know if he disconnected or something like that, but you cannot sit at 0 versus tracking disrupted Cronuses. Like, you just can't do it or you will die. Then the Scimitar proceeded to land reps, but then drop reps for a very strange period of time. He was dropping reps for 2 or 3 seconds. So unless he's jammed at the very beginning of his rep cycle, like he reps immediately is jammed, he will have been jammed for 20 seconds, and then he has to relock. So that sort of break in between is very strange. If he was damped out, he would have to relock. It's very, very, very interesting.
Yeah. So what we don't know is whether or not there were some ECM drones on the field, and that, of course, breaks the lock, and he's able to lock. That might explain for some of it. But on a Scimitar, you should be fitting ECCM, and I didn't see the effect. I don't know for sure, but I don't believe he was fitting ECCM.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if it was
really,
if
really
it was like auto repeat was off or something.
Maybe he came to the field without cap boosters.
I don't know. Whatever
because
it is.
was such a sporadic, on-off rep cycle type of thing that it might have been a cap issue.
And then he got caught as well.
Yes.
Well, he got caught
by
very
a
late.
Kronos.
Yeah.
The Jaguar got a web on him first, but then the Kronos came and joined the party, and it was kind of a sexual tension. They worked through it.
To be fair to him, the match was done by the time the Scimitar got caught.
yeah.
But other pilots were getting caught and then sitting at 0 on Cronoses. You should be at 500 meters orbiting them no matter what you're in, pretty much, because TD Cronoses
Yes, especially when you are smart enough to bring tracking disruptors to the mix. I mean, they were tracking disrupted, but still the first Sleipnir was sitting at 0, right at the optimal, not moving at all. Tracking disruptors aren't really going to help you, unfortunately, in that situation.
Yeah, if neither target's moving, then you're going to hit every time if you're within optimal. So, I mean, you can't really mitigate, in a frigate hull, you can mitigate Kronos or Vindicator DPS even when you're webbed because, you still do have velocity. But if you are going to sit at 0, it's just going to kill you.
Let's look at some of the stats we have for the upcoming match because we are slightly behind, but we're going to try and catch up with Hun Reloaded versus End of Life. So what do we see in here? Hun, of course, losing to Dark Side and then going through Godfathers and Noir, which are 2 decent teams.
No. Nor Mercenary Group is horrible.
Fair enough. Godfather's decent
Godfather's decent team.
Yes. Dark Side, also very good team, of course, beating them.
Yep.
End of Life, on the other hand, beat Darkspawn and Jelly Mortis we saw yesterday, and they were not that strong.
Yeah. But they lost to Hydra Reloaded. That's an honest loss.
Yeah.
So both of these teams have an honest loss, an honest reason why they're in the losers bracket. It's not like they're bad. They just, had a rough bracket.
Absolutely. We see the pilot names coming up here as well now.
We can also see just the history behind Hun Reloaded. They have really strong tournament history and history on Tranquility.
Second place last year in the Alliance tournament.
And they won it as well, right? They won it the year after Bob or something, didn't they?
Yeah, years ago. I think it was 4 or 5. I'm not sure.
I believe so. Maybe.
They shaved off my mustache. They have a storied history. I really think they have to be the favorites here over End of Life, who is just so new to the tournament. We've never seen them before.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I think they'll end their life as well. Predictions.
I have to go with Hun Reloaded. They've shown their versatility this tournament, which they didn't exactly in Alliance Tournament 10.
Do you mean the Vargar tournament?
Well, they actually, the Vargar, the tournament of triple Vargars.
Yes.
They were slightly different setups every time, but it was triple Vargars. So I have to go with Hun Reloaded here.
Yeah, I'm going with Unreloaded as well. And I actually did like that about them last year, the fact that they made small variations, small tweaks throughout the whole tournament. Hopefully it was all with the thought of just general improvement,
I have to agree with CCP Dolan here and say that it's a do or die match, and I think Razor Alliance is going to.
So 100 loaded for you as well?
Sure.
Yeah, you know what, I'm going to go with 100 loaded as well. Let's see if 4 people won't tip the scale here.